Welcome back to CarTech Zone. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic, electrifying, and globally recognized locations in the United States. This is a full deep review video about Times Square in 2025. Its vibes, performance as a tourist hub, what's new, how the area feels today, what it costs to visit, how prices have changed, what experience you can expect, and whether it still lives up to the hype as the heart of New York City. So sit tight, because this is going to be one of the most detailed walkthroughs you've ever heard. Times Square has always been known as the crossroads of the world, and in 2025, that identity has become even stronger. When you first step into Times Square today, the very first thing you feel is the unstoppable energy. It's that same buzzing city vibe that you see in movies, but when you're standing there in real life, it's magnified. The gigantic LED billboards, the pulsating neon lights, the digital advertisements that seem to be in constant motion, and the endless stream of people from every corner of the world, all combine to create its signature overload sensation. And yes, 2025 has made this experience more futuristic, more polished, and somehow even louder. Walking into Times Square today feels like stepping into a giant outdoor media arena. Every billboard is upgraded with brighter LED tech, higher resolution screens, and digital animations that feel more alive than ever. Picture a full 8K resolution display towering above you, running ads that feel like scenes from a movie. Some of these screens aren't even traditional flat ads anymore, they're 3D billboard screens that make characters jump out at you. You'll see sneakers spinning in midair, dinosaurs popping out, tech gadgets rotating above the crowd, almost like holograms. It's almost impossible not to stop and stare. What makes Times Square's performance strong in 2025 is how it fuses technology, tourism, and entertainment in a single place without losing that classic New York flavor. People still sit on the famous red steps located at the TKTS booth, watching the lights and traffic below. Street performers are still dancing, posing, singing, and entertaining tourists. Characters dressed like Spider-Man, Mickey Mouse, Optimus Prime, or the Statue of Liberty still walk around taking photos with visitors for tips. It's chaotic, but a fun kind of chaotic. One major difference today is the new digital safety and monitoring system installed by the city. In 2025, Times Square is packed with high-tech surveillance, AI-assisted traffic signals, and crowd management systems that keep things flowing smoothly. The NYPD presence is visible, but the city has also adopted smart sensors and emergency alert systems. The area feels safer than years before, especially during peak hours when thousands of tourists gather. Now let's talk about the tourist experience. If you visit Times Square during the day, you'll find it lively, but the real magic begins when the sun goes down. The glow of the screens reflects on the buildings, the streets, even on the faces of people walking by. Nighttime in Times Square is surreal. Everything intensifies, lights, sounds, traffic, foot movement, everything screams New York energy. Food in Times Square is a whole different world. You'll find everything from high-end restaurants to quick bites and street vendors selling pretzels, hot dogs, and roasted nuts. In 2025, food prices have gone up, but that's pretty normal for New York. A simple hot dog might cost you $5 minus $7. A slice of New York pizza. Expect anywhere between $3 and $6. If you're sitting in a mid-range restaurant, your meal will likely cost around $20–$35 per person. And if you're going fancy, the sky's the limit. Times Square doesn't do cheap. It does memorable, commercial, and premium. Shopping in Times Square is another highlight. You've got massive flagship stores like Disney, M&M's, Hershey's, Sephora, H&M, Levi's, Foot Locker, and so many more. Prices here aren't the cheapest, but they're part of the experience. Tourists love grabbing souvenirs, shirts, caps, keychains, tiny statues of the Statue of Liberty, and NYC postcards. In 2025, merchandise stands have become more electronic. Some use touchscreens for selecting items. Some even let you personalize your name on digital souvenirs before printing. Transportation to Times Square in 2025 is smoother than before because New York City has upgraded its subway system with cleaner stations, clearer digital signs, and more frequent trains. Most people still arrive by foot, subway, or Uber. Driving through Times Square is still hectic and slow due to traffic, but that's part of the vibe. You don't really come here for speed, you come here for the experience. Now let's talk about the attractions surrounding Times Square. Broadway theaters are still the biggest magnet. In 2025, Broadway is booming again with shows like The Lion King, Wicked, Aladdin, Hamilton, and several new productions that attract thousands of visitors every week. Ticket prices vary. If you're going for premium front row seats, you might pay anywhere from $150 to $400. But you can also get affordable seats around $60, $100 depending on the show and time. The midnight moment is another crowd favorite. It's when all the screens synchronously display digital art for a full minute. It happens every night at 11:57 p.m. and feels like a coordinated light performance across towering digital screens. It's mesmerizing and one of those, only in New York, experiences. One thing visitors always talk about is the cost of staying near Times Square. Hotels here are in prime location, so prices reflect that. In 2025, an average hotel room in Times Square ranges from $200 to $450 per night, depending on the season. Budget hotels exist a few streets away, but Times Square itself is premium real estate. Another performance point for Times Square in 2025 is tourism volume. Despite global ups and downs, New York remains among the most visited cities in the world. Times Square alone attracts millions of people every year. The crowd is part of the identity. If you're someone who loves peace and quiet, this is not the place. But if you enjoy noise, movement, colors, and massive human energy, Times Square is the perfect destination. It's like standing inside a living advertisement for New York's culture. Let's talk about the cost of experiences in Times Square in 2025. A basic tourist itinerary might include grabbing a quick meal, taking photos with characters, buying souvenirs, watching a show, and maybe visiting an attraction like Madame Tussauds or Ripley's Believe It or Not. Madame Tussauds tickets can range from $40 to $60. Ripley's ranges from $35 - $50. Souvenirs vary from $5 keychains to $50 hoodies. Overall, a full Times Square experience for one day can cost anywhere between $120 and $300 depending on what you choose. However, the experience is priceless for most visitors. Times Square is not just a place to see, it's a place to feel. The energy, the diversity, the architecture, the screens, the urban heartbeat, it forms a lasting memory that stays with you forever. That's why people come back again and again. Now let's talk about something interesting: the upgrades in 2025. Many companies have moved to more eco-friendly digital screens. These modern LED panels consume less energy while offering higher brightness. There are also new interactive kiosks where tourists can get instant information, map guidance, or even purchase show tickets. Some billboards now respond to motion or facial detection to change advertisements dynamically. Imagine walking by a screen and suddenly seeing an ad tailored to your age group or trending style. That's Times Square's futuristic marketing engine in action. Times Square's performance as a tourist destination in 2025 remains unmatched. It delivers entertainment, visual overload, global culture, and iconic New York flavor all in one giant square. Is it expensive? Yes. Is it crowded? Definitely. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Whether you're coming for Broadway, the oversized billboards, the food, the shopping, the photos, or just that unforgettable electric atmosphere, Times Square delivers exactly what you expect, and more. Watching it in videos is one thing, but being there physically is a whole different world. The ground shakes with movement, the air buzzes with excitement, and your senses stay fully alert. It's a sensory explosion. Times Square is not just a place you visit, it's a place you experience. And in 2025, the experience is louder, brighter, more advanced, more polished, and more unforgettable than ever before. So if you're planning a trip to New York this year, make sure Times Square is at the top of your list. It's not merely a landmark, it's the beating heart of the USA's most famous city. And once you stand there under the glowing lights, surrounded by skyscrapers and endless energy, you'll understand why millions of people call it the center of the world. That's it for today's detailed review of Times Square 2025. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay connected with Car Tech Zone for more powerful reviews, travel insights, and experience breakdowns from around the world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.